Welcome back, Endo sisters, Endo supporters, and just all of you who are our listeners. Welcome to K and K Real Talk. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Kenni King. I'm a holistic health and wellness coach and transformation life coach. I specialize in helping women with endometriosis reduce or better manage their symptoms holistically and naturally and feel totally fantastic in the skin that they're in, and become their body's greatest ally. I'm here with my co-host, Kristen McCrovey, who is the founder of Endometriosis and Me. Hello, Kristen. How are you today?
I'm good. It's kind of rainy here today.
Man, it's been like gloomy and rainy here for weeks, so we finally have some sunshine. Yesterday my husband was like, what is this blue, like what is up there with the blue, like what's happening? It's been so gloomy. So I feel for you on the rainy. I know it's necessary, but man, when it lingers, that can really impact our mood and our energy and all of
We
that.
actually had our first snow yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys
Yeah.
normally get snow this early?
Yeah, it's actually kind of late even.
Oh,
Sometimes
wow.
we get it like earlier, October.
Oh, it's like, I think going to be 85 degrees here today. So we're not close to that.
That's nice.
Texas can never figure out what season it is. It's like, so you have to always be prepared. You always have an umbrella. You always have a jacket. You always have flip-flops. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. All right. So I'm so excited about today's Real Talk episode. We've been chatting about doing this for a while now. And as a coach, it's my job to help people really show up for themselves, uncover what they want, uncover what's stopping them and holding them back and getting in their way of having the health, the body, the life that they want. And so Kristen and I are going to be going through a session together. We've committed to doing 3 coaching sessions together. And so she is being so fantastic and beautiful and courageous in sharing her truth and her story and where she is right now, because that's all we're going to focus on. I'm actually not going to take her through anything related to a particular program. We're going to dive into this moment, into right now, and really look for what, is there any area that she's struggling with or something she'd like to be experiencing more of. I'm going to ask her questions to just sort of uncover what she really wants for herself and where she wants to go. And so ultimately our goal is to come up with a couple of action steps so that she can just start that. Well, not really start. You've been on this fantastic, health journey. You've been on this endo journey. You do so much. So it's not really starting. It's about continuing progress from where she is right now in this moment. So I'm so excited about this. Kristen, are you ready to just dive in and see what happens?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. So let's just start with, what do you want? Or what would you like to be experiencing that you aren't currently experiencing?
Just better overall health and fitness. Being more active in the community, which I've started a little bit of that. Making endometriosis and me huge.
Okay. All right. So let's look at better overall health and fitness. Can you tell me what that looks like to you? Like how will you know when you have it?
Just consistently feeling better, less sluggish. Fitness, just being able to do like general workouts easier. Like I started doing yoga and that's like super hard for me. Like it seems like it like looks easy on the videos, but then I'm doing it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like unstable. I'm not even able to keep my arms up. So just like being able to work through some like yoga moves with more ease so that I don't feel like I will die. And being able to like walk with ease, like less joint pain, easier breathing, just overall like gentler, which that will come with progress and consistency.
Absolutely.
The dog's definitely helping with
Yeah.
the walks.
Mhm.
He
Okay.
pulls me up the hill, so it's good.
Yeah, there you go. He can give you some of that, his energy and momentum.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let me ensure I understand. So consistently feeling better, which means like to you is more energy and less sluggish.
Yes.
Okay. So it's more energy, less sluggish. Being able to do general workouts easier. So whatever you're doing, whether you're walking, maybe you're doing yoga, and didn't you start Muay Thai or something like that as well?
I did, and that is so hard. Oh my God. Like, because I started watching UFC and MMA with my boyfriend, so I'm like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to get fit from doing and like doing something that would be fun. Oh my God, it's so hard, so hard. And like even just we were just doing like combos of 4 moves, and even just remembering the 4 moves after you've learned them, you're like, oh my God, what was it again? And just like kicking high and punching, and just like I've not even really been using my own weight as like exercise.
Sure.
Like punching is
Mhm.
going to be a lot more weight because my arms are bigger than like someone else. So
Yeah.
like dragged down by
Sure. Yeah. So
that.
I love this, and I just want to dive in since we do have listeners. I want to dive in every now and then so that I want to highlight something because this is so fantastic. What a lot of times some people do is they commit themselves to some sort of like routine that doesn't necessarily fit for them or they're not excited about. So they might go get a gym membership and then they go once or twice, they never keep going. So I just want to point out that you didn't just do something like this, the traditional expectation of what exercise in a box might mean to the fitness industry. You said, what will I enjoy? What will be fun? You chose something that you're currently interested in. So while, yes, you're walking the dog and you're doing some yoga, this Muay Thai thing was like, oh, that looks fun. That's something I've been kind of watching. And I just want to say that, I mean, I just want to give you some kudos for that because a lot of times people don't start there. So you're starting in a place where it's easier to show up because it's fun, you're mentally challenged. And while, yes, it's exhausting and it's hard, tell me what it feels like when you leave that workout.
You're like, yes, I did it. I was like, it doesn't even matter that I was the slowest person. I showed up. And the class wasn't that big, and it was all females, so it made me a little more comfortable just because I'm kind of self-conscious right now. um, so it was good. Like the first time I was partnered up with like someone who was like a young teen, and then another time I was partnered up with someone who was older. And for me, like I don't care. I don't like want to compete with like the people who are probably professionals. So like I rather go with someone who's starting out as well and maybe not so strong.
Yeah, but it's just what you said, like you're showing up, it feels good, it's fun, it's exciting, and that's a big hack. So I want to, for those of you who are like, exercise isn't my thing, or I want the same things that she wants. I want to be overall healthier and I want my fitness level to be better. I want more endurance. I want less joint pain. I want more energy and to feel less sluggish. And knowing that exercise helps with those things. If you're not the traditional exerciser, if going to the gym and lifting weights doesn't sound enticing to you right now, the first question is what does, and start there. What kind of movement feels good? Is it putting on rollerblades? Is it hula hooping? Is it Muay Thai? Is it, I mean, what intrigues your interest? Is it indoor rock climbing? Is it like just, break the mold of what's expected or what somebody traditionally would call exercise and think, what movement makes me feel good? And do that for now, because moving your body on a consistent basis is going to give you exactly some of these things. And it's perfectly, you said it so eloquently, Kristen. You said, progress will come with consistency. Progress will come with me continuing to show up. And that is all true. So I love it. That's fantastic. So congratulations on taking those steps. Okay, so let's talk about this aspect of more energy, less sluggish. Are there any other words that make you think of better overall health and fitness?
Less struggle even carrying my groceries up from the car. Like I have to go up 3 flights of stairs to get to my apartment. So doing that without being out of breath would be awesome.
Okay, so you want to see an increase in your endurance.
Yes.
Yeah, and like that cardiovascular health there. Okay, beautiful. And that's something you can measure very, very easily, because as you're going to notice one day that you just go up the stairs and you're like, holy crap, I'm not out of breath. What was that? All right. Anything else that comes to mind when you think of better overall health that you would love for yourself?
Really just like feeling better and looking better in the mirror to myself and eating better. And I've been feeling good eating a lot of like raw veggies. And I feel like that's like a good thing for me.
Okay.
Raw veggies, meat is okay. And fruit here and there. I don't eat a ton of fruit.
Okay. So to get a clearer picture of this, feeling better and looking better, tell me what you will see. How will you know when you get these results? What will you see?
Just slimmer in the middle.
Okay. Slimmer in the middle.
And the arms. But that's really my 2 target areas.
Okay. So you'll not only have ease in regular everyday activities like walking the dog and climbing the stairs, you'll feel more energy, less sluggish, and feeling better and looking better to you. You'll know that because you'll be slimmer in the middle and in the arms. Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Thank you. That gives me a pretty good picture for what you're wanting here. So tell me, being slimmer in the middle and the arms, having more energy, and be able to do normal activities with ease and pain-free. Tell me what having those things will do for you. Like, what's important or meaningful about having these outcomes now?
Just being more active in general and more active in my life. With more energy, I'll do more for endometriosis and me, like write more blogs and produce more content. And I would like to volunteer more in the community, so I need energy to do that. And like really just, energy. Trying to keep my energy up and sustain energy.
Okay. So
Because
go ahead.
Even like middle day, sometimes I'll find that I'm like dozing off.
Okay. Okay, so you get kind of tired, and that's where that sluggishness comes in. So you want to have this energy to physically and energetically be able to do the things you want to do more of. And a lot of this has to do with volunteer work, active in the community, this work that you're meant to do, pretty much creating awareness around endometriosis and reducing its impact on the world. So, is that right? Am I on the right track here?
Yeah.
Okay. And so having the energy to do this work that you're doing, to do this work, to be involved in the community, what's most important about that to you?
Spreading awareness, making sure people are educated on proper diagnosis, proper terminology, just making sure that they know what they have and what research is available, what clinical trials are available, just an overall information overload warehouse.
Beautiful. And talk to me, let's go a little bit deeper into, as you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing your middle slimming and your arms slimming, tell me what's most important about that to you.
Just like self-esteem and confidence.
Okay.
I know that that's silly because weight shouldn't like be why you are confident, but I mean, it would give me an overall more confidence to speak in front of more people and do a lot more videos and things like that. I'm like, I've been working on it, but I feel like I need a big push into just like, and it's not even like the weight loss, it's really just like becoming more confident in myself and the woman I am and growing as a person, really.
Okay. So can you help me understand how seeing the measurable, that your arms are getting slimmer and your waist is getting slimmer or your middle is getting slimmer, seeing that in the mirror will let you know that you're progressing, and you will, silly or not, you will begin to feel a little bit more confidence, assured, like self-esteem. Is that right?
Yeah, it's almost like, because I've been fat my whole life. I slimmed down a little bit for like a period of time and then back to eating crap all the time. Um, so I just feel like the fat I've had for so long is kind of like an armor that protects me from like the world. And I'm sure a lot of women feel like that, but
Very
if
true.
we can change it.
The difference is most women have no idea that they hold on to that excess to shield themselves. So it's so insightful that you're even aware of that, because most women have no clue. Some of them are doing so to avoid hurt in certain ways, or to avoid failure, or there's all these different reasons. So every woman doesn't have the same motivation, or every person, I should say, doesn't have the same motivation, because I've actually worked with a lot of males as well, and males actually, just as much as women, will carry excess fatty tissue in order to shield themselves and as an armor. So that's so fantastic that you know that and you can share it. So since you're aware of that, I'd love to explore that a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
So just allowing whatever comes up, even if you may feel like you're unsure or you're making it up, or just trust whatever comes up for you. What might the excess fatty tissue be protecting you from?
Hurt and failure. I
Okay.
think, I don't know, I just, like, I know that I have like a message and like I want to be educating people, but yet I still lack that confidence to do even more. And I feel like that's starting to come, and I'm starting to expose myself more and do more and more things, not only just for like Endo and me doing it with other companies that just get the same message out. So I'm starting to move in that direction, but I feel like I could be doing so much more.
Absolutely. And you know, the truth is we don't gain confidence like from just like, it's not a thing we can just like have and inject. We gain confidence from showing up over and over and over again. And so you're doing that, already, which is fantastic as far as your work and your progress, because you already said, I'm already getting more confident. There's just these other pieces you're wanting in addition for your health and for your wellness and for your energy and to feel good in your body. But you know, you're already progressing, and as you continue to show up, that's going to just be cultivated more and more and more as far as sharing your message. I'd love to go back to this place of hurt and failure. So I'd like to know who else. Well, actually, I'm going to ask you this first. How would you be positively affected by releasing this armor, by slimming down? And from your point of view, how would you be positively affected?
Well, the confidence, being healthier. Being healthier is the big reason, is because my latest blood work was the high cholesterol, and I know that I've just been really unfit and eating terrible. So really, I just want to get my body back to like being able to cope with itself, really.
Yeah.
Feel less like literally weighed down by my weight. And because like this is the heaviest I've ever been. And just like moving past that, getting active again, and just like living life at all really, but more productively, like not being a couch potato. And like I've always said like I'm a productive stoner because I do get things done, and I like I use it for medicine, but you know, it's still stoner. Like, and I do get things done with like writing blogs and things because it does help with creativity. But I wasn't like being healthy, eating and making my own meals and like moving. So I was still kind of being stereotypical couch potato. Whereas now I still smoke, obviously, but I'm being active and eating healthy and still getting like things done, if not starting to get more things done.
So it'll positively affect you by building your confidence, being healthier, stop being weighed down by your weight, moving past that and getting active and living life as you feel more energetically, which in turn makes you more productive. So more productively, even though you're pretty productive, even more so, like you get to maximize these gifts that you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful. How might losing weight, how might losing this armor negatively affect you? So having the slimmer midsection, having slimmer arms, what could go wrong and how could it negatively impact you?
I don't know. I only see like benefits for my health really, because I do have a big middle section in general. So with endo, you're already at risk for like heart attacks and heart disease. You're at a higher risk than like normal. So then having fat on your midsection just adds more risk to heart failure, heart stroke, things like that.
So let's explore this, because I think this is going to be a real key to your overall success that I know you're going to continue to have. So you said it's been your armor and it protects you from hurt and failure. So, because the truth is if it's like we have good reasons for what we want, which is how it positively affects us. And then we have good reasons to not have what we want, or we can call them bad reasons. So bad reasons for having what we want is basically good reasons to not have what we want. If the good reasons outweighed like the bad, we'd have everything that we want right now. So that means that there are reasons that exactly what's in your current life is perfect for you right now, because in some way it solves a problem or protects you from something. And so the two things you said were hurt and failure. So let's just examine this and explore, and you can't get this wrong. You can't answer wrong. We're just, being curious right here. And if anything comes up and you're like, that's weird, tell me, because sometimes that's a good indication that we're on the right track. So let's say that you saw these changes physically, like you have more energy, you're eating more nutrient-dense foods, you're working out on a regular basis, and your confidence is increasing, and you're noticing that your arms are getting slimmer and your midsection's getting slimmer. What could possibly hurt or cause you to perceive yourself as a failure?
I have no idea.
That's okay. Let me give you some examples of things that are normally underneath the surface. And if none of these resonate with you, that's okay. Be totally and fully honest. All right. So, so a lot of times, what happens is, one, we believe it might negatively impact someone around us or our relationship with someone around us. I'll give you an example. There were two, these weren't my clients, but these were clients of another coach that I know. She had a client that had a twin sister, and they'd both been big their whole lives. And one of them decided to go on a health journey, and she kept sort of like getting to a certain, like she would see results and then go back and then see results and go back. And so she kept sort of self-sabotaging a little bit. And as they uncovered the layers, one of the things that she felt was she and her sister, what connected them was that they were always bigger.
And food.
And food, yes. But they would joke about skinny girls, that skinny girls were weak and they could just sit on them and squash them. But then they saw themselves as strong. Their connection was food because there's intimacy and rebellion. So they'd be like, ooh, we're going to go eat this or whatever. And so that became a challenge, because even though it was very buried deep and not conscious at all, normally these things are not conscious. They're not at the surface level. If they were at the surface level, we'd be able to see them and pinpoint them really quickly. But for her, it was, my sister and I won't have what we've always had in common. Like the thing that connects us and brings us close, I'll lose that. And there was this underlying fear of that, losing the connection or losing that relationship, because as we change, a lot of times our relationships change. So many, many times when people are on this journey, they feel like they might not fit with their family anymore. They may be shamed, like, oh, you're getting so skinny, like, or they may no longer be the same person. They're afraid of who they'll become if they change their body. That will I not accept other people, or will I condemn other people? Even though, and I know you're not a judgmental person, but sometimes people are afraid that they're going to suddenly shift or change, their personality or identity will change and they'll become judgmental or a different person. Sometimes.
That's fair.
Yeah. So sometimes they're afraid, especially spouses. I see this with spouses all the time. People think that they're going to be disconnected from their spouse or their partner. If one of them is on a path that the other one's not on, they think they'll grow apart, or that it'll feed the other spouse's insecurities, that they'll start thinking, oh, well, are you going to leave me because I'm not, or whatever. Sometimes it's not that forward. Some people are afraid that they will not be able to maintain it. So it's not so much that they're afraid of success. The fear of failure is so strong that they're afraid that they'll get it and then they'll lose it, and that will hurt them. Or that they'll get it and they won't be able to maintain it because it's too hard to maintain. And they'll have to change too much, and they don't want to change that much. So those are just a few. There are a lot more. There are people who are afraid that they'll start to attract attention that they don't want, sexual attention, or people having a physical response to them. They don't want to have that kind of response. They don't want to be the center of attention. They don't want 50 people saying, "Oh my God, you look so great. I can't believe how much weight you've lost." And they're afraid of being that in the center of things. So any of those things, did any of them kind of resonate with you at all?
At first the spouse thing kind of, but now we're both on a health journey, so that's good. That's it really. Like the maintaining is always a fear, obviously, because once you look a certain way that you like, you want to stay that way. But like, I think once I get there to the spot that I want to be, maintaining it will just be eating healthy the way I am. Like, I'm not counting calories or carbs and stuff like that. Like, I try and stay away from carbs and sugar, but I'm not going to count like how many celery sticks I have.
Absolutely. I'm really glad that you're not doing that.
I mean, I have done that, and yes, it works, but it's really like hard on your brain.
Well, yeah, and it's hard on your motivation. A lot of times it feels like
Yeah.
we're in deprivation, and it feels cumbersome. And so because it sucks and isn't fun, we normally don't stick it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's normally what happens. So, okay, so I just want to make sure we're not leaving anything behind. And because when you think of, when you said earlier, I've always been fat, it's an armor that protects me from the world. If it's protecting you from hurt and failure, can you maybe share how it might be protecting you from hurt and failure?
Just making me so I don't do all the things and ideas I have in my head because they may not work or people don't like it or.
Okay. So if you keep the armor, you get to stay in hiding and protect yourself from, if people don't like it, maybe it's rejection.
And yeah, and like that's changing a bit now too, because when I first started endometriosis in me, I was literally only behind the camera, the phone, the computer, and now I'm doing podcasts with video and Facebook lives and things like that. So it's little baby steps. It's really hard when you're not like a person who takes a lot of selfies and is really comfortable with that and knows your angles and contouring and all that stuff. And I'm just not that like high maintenance girl. I'm pretty simple.
I hear you.
Like, I'm not even wearing makeup right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never tried the contouring thing is just beyond me.
No, I really don't understand it. I mean, it looks great.
Oh yeah, it looks fantastic. I just
it's too much, like too many layers
yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect though, because yes, you get to shift, but as you explore each level, you get to see how it shows up for you. So that's really, really fantastic. So this coat of armor you've been wearing all of your life allows you to play small. It allows you to, not anymore, but it still is sort of the barrier between you being seen and heard fully sharing your message, fully showing up with confidence, and doing the work you're meant to do in this world. So you've been in this process of letting go of these pieces that don't serve you. And naturally, this next step gets to be releasing the armor and allowing it to fall away, because you're now starting to recognize that you actually don't need it anymore. Yeah.
Definitely.
So that is amazing. So let me ask you really quick before I ask you this other question. If you were to just take a moment, and I'd like for you to fast forward in your mind, it could be not too far away. It can be like 3 months from now or 6 months from now, of you staying consistent and you're feeling more energy. You're walking up the stairs with your groceries feeling fantastic. You're going and doing a workout and feeling like you can see the progress you've made with your endurance. Your arms are slimming, your midsection is slimming. Can you tell me what that version of you, this future version of Kristen, how does she carry herself? What does she look like maybe when she walks into a room, or can you just give me a little bit of a picture, a taste of her?
Tall and well dressed and confident and poised with good posture and just know what I'm doing.
What I'm doing. Okay. So she walks tall, she's well dressed, she's poised, she's confident, she has a great posture, she knows what she's doing. So what I'm hearing is no matter what, whether it's a video or a live stream or a talk, or if you're doing an event, this is how you would love to be perceived, and this is how you see yourself, as this is the person who's making nutrient dense choices, who moves her body on a regular basis and is committed to this overall health and fitness, these goals. Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. So what, if anything, at this point right now, might you have to let go of in order to have this outcome, and let her, this Kristen, this future version, make the daily habit decisions for you so that you can realize this vision for yourself? What might you have to let go of to have this outcome?
Junk food.
Okay. And what else? What's behind the inclination to lean towards junk food?
Comfort.
Okay.
And
Comfort in what?
I've just used it for like as a coping mechanism for so long. Like, oh, I'm sad, I'm gonna have chocolate. Oh, I'm happy, I'm gonna have a burger.
Perfect. So knowing that what you need to let go of is emotional eating, coping with food, comforting with food. If you know that to be the case, what would you like to do instead when you need comfort or when you're expressing yourself emotionally?
Work or take the dog for a walk.
Work, take the dog for a walk. How do you know that you need comfort? What lets you know? Like in your body, what starts to happen?
Anxiety, I guess.
Okay. So you start to feel some anxiety. All right. What does that feel like for you?
Like racing heart.
Heart.
Mostly just that.
Okay. So your heart might start to race. Does anything tighten?
Like, yeah, like racing tight chest, and like feels like your heart's raising into your throat.
Okay. Heart's raising. Okay. So
Blood pressure.
Blood pressure. Okay. Let's go back to that future version of this Kristen that's a few steps ahead of you. Consistency, progress. She walks tall. She's well dressed. She's poised, confident. She knows what she's doing. How might she respond when her anxiety starts to rise?
I feel like emotional eating also, well, sugar also, because that's a drug.
Sure.
It like triggers endorphins. So I feel like if I exercise or put out some really good content, I'll get that same rush.
So she does, she uses healthy, empowering coping mechanisms. Yeah.
Definitely.
Knows that the other side isn't going to get her what she actually wants, right?
Exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
know now, and the future version of you knows that those other things, they might be what you want in that moment, but they're not what you really want for yourself, because you know what you really want for yourself. So let's think about it this way. If you had like a treasure chest and we put in all the things you really want for yourself, the increased energy, overall better health and fitness, feeling good, feeling confident, feeling good in your skin, the slimming of your arms, the slimming of your midsection, walking up the stairs without it even being an issue, seeing test results and your cholesterol levels being healthy and your less pain, less flares, less joint pain, all of these things. And we put everything that you want, how you want to feel in your body, how you want to look in your body, the poise, and how you want to have that confidence. And we put all of that in your treasure chest, right? We just put it in there. And then we're looking at a moment that comes up where maybe anxiety starts to rise or something happens and you start to feel really sad. And you're naturally, because it's been a habit, right? How long have you been eating emotionally?
Well, I'm almost 30, so
Okay.
pretty much that.
Years. So it's not really realistic for you to have the expectation that you're just going to snap your fingers and never have that come up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not possible. Not yet. So you're going to feel it. There's going to be moments where you're going to think that you need junk food. And so we want to just put all of that stuff in that treasure chest in our mind and look at, okay, honoring what you want right now and what you really want and figuring out what your yes and no is. So every time that you say yes to the junk food and all of that, what are you saying no to?
Future happy, healthy Kristen.
Yeah. Everything that you want. The energy, the feeling good in your body, all of those things. All the things we just put in the treasure chest. And when you say no to the junk food, what are you saying yes to?
Future me.
Happy, healthy, inner body, inner skin, feeling fan-freaking-tabulous, you. Perfect. So let's create a bit of an anchor. And this can be anything. An anchor is like a physical thing in your environment. So this can be a knuckle, this can be a necklace, this can be a photo or a quote on your phone. But what we want to do is create something that's going to help you. It's going to be kind of like your coach when I'm not with you, because I can't be with you every day, all the time, 24/7. I can't be in your pocket. I wish I could, but I can't. But it's basically a thing that you can touch or see or say that reminds you of all the things you actually really want to say yes to, all the things in that treasure chest. So what is something that you either have on you all the time that or that you can anchor in, whether it's a body part or a visual or a photo, that you can anchor in all these things that you really want for yourself that'll help you sort of trigger what you want to actually say yes to?
My ring.
Okay, your ring. So what does that ring mean to you?
Well, I'm Irish. It's technically an Irish wedding band. It's
Okay.
a club ring, but I just like the meaning behind it.
Okay. Beautiful. And so it's an Irish wedding band, and wedding, we think of vows, we think of promises, we think of commitment, we think of love. And so as we anchor all of this into that ring, I'd love for you to think of, in addition to all the other things the ring symbolizes for you and makes you think of, this is your chance to love yourself with your food choices and your movement choices, to honor yourself and your body, to keep these promises to yourself, to make this vow and commitment to yourself that you're going to say yes to you, your health, your happiness, your wealth, your vibrancy. And it doesn't mean that if you go get junk food or have a binge day that you suck at life. It means that if and when that happens, because you will get off track, that is just a part of this journey. We get off track. It's not about whether or not we're going to get off track. It's about what we do after. So your ring gets to be an interrupter. So once you load all that into it, I'd love for you to, in a tough moment, touch it. Because you can ask yourself this. Am I eating relating to an emotion? Is this emotional hunger or a physical sensation? And am I honoring myself with this choice? Myself, my yes, everything that I want for me. Because what's the benefit of you being the healthiest, happiest version of you? What becomes possible? What do you get?
I live longer, educate more people, hopefully be a bigger, better activist.
Yeah. So you serve your life's purpose, you live longer, you feel better, you get all those wonderful things, and you get to be the activist spreading your message and doing exactly what you were literally put on this earth to do. That's in your yes. And that's what goes in that ring. Because that means the day that you choose the junk food, instead of beating yourself up and going down a spiral, you look at it and go, okay, it happened. I was emotional. I got sad. I got stressed. I got anxiety. I needed to comfort myself. And this is what I chose on this day. Now I'm going to choose something for me. And then the very next meal you have is right back in alignment with what you truly want for your authentic self. How's that sound? Good?
It sounds good.
Does that sound easy? Doable?
I can do it.
Okay. All right. So the only action step I really want you to be focused on right now is load up all of the yeses, everything that you want, all the things we just chatted about into that ring and connect to it twice a day. So you can do this in the morning. You can do this in the evening. Connect to why you're making the habit changes that you're making. Connect to this version of you that's making these decisions for you. And load up the success of it. Like, let every cell of your body feel it as though you've already accomplished it. Because you really are. Your confidence is already building. You're already making habit changes. You've experienced increased energy over these last 3 or 4 weeks that you've been making these choices. So you're doing perfectly. We just want to rev it up and dial it in so that instead of when you get off track, it spirals into a guilt, shame, 3-month, 3-year, 30-year binge.
Mm-hmm.
You just go, all right, so I'm human. That happened. What's next? And you keep going. Yeah?
I like it.
Beautiful. So that's your action. Connecting to your anchor twice a day. And then let me know, before we complete, is there any other area around your habits that you feel like you're sort of struggling that you'd like my support on, of me saying, hey, try this or try that or something like that? Like, is there anything around your nutrition or your water or your workouts that you're struggling with?
I mean, I struggle with every workout.
Okay.
Well,
but you keep showing up, right?
Yeah.
How many days a week?
Yoga's hard. It was 2 days a week. It just ended. I'm hoping to get into another one as well. But walking, even just walking.
Yeah. So those things, if you stop showing up, let me know, because all you have to do is keep showing up to make the movement piece easier and easier, to improve your endurance and all of that. Unless there's an injury present or something like that, definitely let me know.
Yeah.
Now I'm a trainer as well, so I can help you with that. But how about right now, because I know you do supplements, you're doing more meat and veggies right now, and you're doing water. How's your hydration?
I could probably drink more water.
Okay. Do you know roughly how much you're drinking right now?
Probably like 4 or 500 milliliters.
Okay.
Bottled water, which is terrible. But
that's all right. One step at a time. One step at a time. Yeah, you can switch over. Sometimes getting one of these, this one's only like 16 ounces, but if you get one like a 32 ounce or something like that, sometimes it's easier if you have a big, because you don't have to keep refilling. What's your biggest challenge with water? Is it remembering? Is it flavor? Is it boring? What is it?
I think remembering to drink it. I have a little water reminder I need to find, actually.
Okay. So then what
Yeah.
about for this week? What if that was your second action item? What if you just found your water reminder and hooked it up so that between this session and next session, you can just focus on your water consistency?
Sounds good.
Okay. And just a real easy rule of thumb, uh, urine output. We're going for pale yellow, pale straw. If it goes clear, you can back off. You don't need that much. And that's how you measure. The easy way. I'm all about keeping things simple. So you're doing great as far as your nutrition. And then if you need help in between, if you get stuck or hit a wall, shoot me a text message and let me know.
Okay, I will.
All right. So anchor twice a day, doing your water thing. Is that easy enough for the next week?
I can do it.
Beautiful. So water measure thingy. And set that up. That way focus. Because the water is so crucial to all the goals you have. The water is crucial, from fat loss to energy to maximizing, releasing, excreting toxins, everything, flushing the system. Okay, perfect. You did perfectly. You did so fantastic. Let me ask you, was there one particular thing from today's session that you're just taking away, or this, you really want it to stick with you?
I think just like my confidence and self-esteem is important.
Good.
I just need to be more confident in the knowledge that I know that I have, and I'm pretty good at answering any question someone comes up with.
Wow.
So I should just be more confident in my skills.
Yeah. Trust yourself a little more.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And you're doing that beautifully. That's a work in progress. So as you continue to let yourself be seen and heard, that part's going to get easier and easier. And then we'll see what happens next session, but we might dive deeper into that.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. Well, like I said, text me if you have any, need any additional support. And so I took a lot away from that. And I love, for all of you listening, I love that Kristen was able to really notice and point out that carrying excess fatty tissue has helped her shield herself from the world, and has helped her shield herself from hurt, failure, rejection, and there are so many layers beneath that, and that is truly different for everyone. But the fact of the matter is normally the body is responding and offering a solution to a problem. And when we fear certain things, sometimes we'll keep on excess weight to hold others or the world at a distance, or to keep ourselves from allowing ourselves to fully play all out, like show up fully in our lives, go out there and accomplish the mission that we were born to accomplish and share our message. We hide behind these things so that we can squash ourselves and squash our light, and we convince ourselves that, oh, well, when I lose this much weight, or when I earn this much money, or and we start putting these parameters on ourselves, and we'll fail to meet the parameters for the purpose of protecting ourselves. So I'm glad that came up today. It's a really, really important thing that not enough of us are paying attention to in our self-sabotaging cycles and in our lives. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening in and being here with us. And Kristen, I just want to thank you one more time for being vulnerable and open to just diving in and sharing all of that. Thank you so much.
No problem. My life's an open book.
Perfect. Well, so many women are going to learn from this. So
All right. Well, we will see you guys next time. Have a great week.